How you doing, guys? I am showing you a well-worn RJ58 throttle handle. And the reason why I'm showing this to you is because I'm actually going to kind of restore it so I can use it on the RJ35. Not correct, obviously, for an RJ35, but it's kind of cool looking. I like it better than the RJ35 original throttle handle is. So I'm going to redo an RJ58. I got this off of eBay, and he said it was rusty, but I didn't think it was going to come off the deck of the Titanic. Again, this is what you deal with when you kind of impulse buy, but whatever. I haven't seen one of these for sale in a while, but as you can see, I've started working on it. I got it out of the box, and I was like, what the hell is this? So I started picking at it and doing this and doing that, and I'm like halfway through the project. But in any event, this is what there's two pieces. There's a base. This is where your throttle cable screws in. There is the actual handle piece. That's what this is. It goes right here. There's that screw which holds it all together, and then there's actually there's a throttle cable pin so that you screw down to hold the cable, and then there's the lock nut for this screw. Also has like an Art Deco kind of plastic handle. So what we're going to do, or what I'm going to do, is, as you can tell, I started filing the edges of it to make it smooth again because the rust was pretty bad. I'm going to sandblast it, and then I think I'm going to try to cookie wheel the pits out of it. I'm going to try to keep it raw. I don't really want to paint it, but we'll see what happens. Same thing here. It's got a whole bunch of pits. It's going to have to, I don't know why my camera keeps freaking out on us. I apologize, but I will be going through that also, filing it all down, and then we'll be cookie wheeling it down so we can get all the pits out of it. What I'm going to show you next is the actual plastic handle that goes on this. Okay, and here is the actual end of the throttle cable. It actually goes in this position, and you move it back and forth on the hood. As you can see, it's a disaster. I actually did some of the damage trying to get it off, but most of the damage was done. It was already cracked where it slipped onto the metal. So we're going to have to restore this. I'll probably JB weld the little bits and pieces back into position, and then I'll file it down and sand it down. It's supposed to be red, as you can tell. There's the red plastic, so I'll repaint this red, and then we'll go from there. So first thing I'm going to do is get all the steel parts together and straightened out, and then I'll be back to glue this all back. Okay, what I've done is I have sandblasted the base. I tinned both ends of it, and then I took some body lead and just leaded the areas that I want to fill in with the rust pits with the lead. And the reason why I used the body lead is because ultimately I want to try to clear this. I don't want to really paint it. I want it to look like raw steel. So I also did the arm, and as you can tell, I started to file it down. It's looking really good. I'm just going to continue filing this down until I just kiss the steel, the original steel. And that way we can get this thing perfectly smooth and fill all those pits in. Start off with a coarse file, and then I'll be back with a much finer file, and then a little bit of sandpaper. Okay, well, did the JB weld. It all hardened up, sanded it off real nice. As you can see, the sides have come out real good. I did put a little rattle cam primer filler on that end, and this side it came out okay. You can see where the chunk, the JB weld didn't sand out as smooth as I'd like, but this side is perfect. So this side will go in the up position like this. So like when you're sitting on the tractor, it'll be like this. It'll actuate like that. So the good side will be up. The bad side will be facing the hood. Both of the fascias look real good. I just have to shoot it with a little bit of red paint, and we'll start putting it back together. Okay, so where do we stand now? Basically, the rusty arm is all set. It's been cleared. The lead, you can actually, yeah, you can see it right there, but in general, once you see it out in the sunlight, you can't even tell where I leaded it, which is kind of cool. This is cleared, the base. Everything looks real nice. It looks real clean. The lighting here is really bad, but that looks real good. The primer has all been sanded out on the tip, so I'm getting ready just to squirt this with a little bit of can red paint, so that way the end will look real nice. Went out to the garage, took apart a couple other throttles that I had in order to get the plastic washers that I need. I just cleared the head of the bolt, cleaned it all up so it'll be all nice and neat. Got a new screw for the cable gripper, or whatever the heck you want to call it. I just got to finish cleaning that up. So the throttle is almost all done, and we'll be getting ready to install that. Well, there it is. The RJ58 throttle handle is complete. Compared to when I started, or with what I started, I think it came out pretty darn good. Couple little issues. I did miss one pit right there. I should have went higher up with the lead, but you know, and one could have gotten a little filled in a little bit more there. But overall, it looks really good. You know, the brass ferrule for the throttle cable looks real good. Got some stainless steel screws. I used some bits and pieces from another throttle. Yeah, actually you can see where it kind of shrunk in. I mean, from a distance it looks really good, but if you really get close up to it, you do see some of the blemishes. But oh well, looks real good this direction, nice and clean. Looks real good in this direction, nice and clean. It does move nicely. Oops, sorry. You know, it does move nicely with no grit. It's nice and smooth. So I'm real happy with that. And overall, when you look at it from the hood perspective, it looks real good. You know, it looks the part. And I'm real happy with it. The fluorescent lights down here are murder on things. But, so there you guys go. Well, not a perfect restore, but good enough. You know, it looks really good. Trust me. Once we put this whole tractor together, you won't even notice it, or you won't even notice the little blemishes that are in it. All right, guys. Thanks a lot.